morning, I'm Lindsay and welcome back to Rent a Space. So I am going to just sit on my veranda, do a little bit of potting up and show you ways to pot up with saving a bit of money. Using basic rubbish from around the house to try and save a few pennies in your seedlings. Obviously if you use smaller pots to grow your seeds, you get better space, and realistically they don't need a lot to begin with. So that is my aim today, to show you, because I was planning on doing a heap of work outside, but it's raining. So I will do this while I can, and then in between, when the rain stops, I'll go out and do some things that I want to do out in the rain. And I have a garden visitor today, Mr. Okie. Be warned, he's not a very nice cat. No, he loves his mum, but he's a bit cranky with everyone else. So one of my things that I do is toilet rolls. Toilet rolls, due to the fact that they come from the bathroom and it's not very clean, I only use for flowering seeds. So, plants that I'm not going to eat. My lavender, I have some nasturtiums, and I know a lot of people eat them, the flowers from nasturtiums. I don't. I purely grow them because they're pretty and they're cheap and easy to grow. So I'm trying to fill up a garden bed in a rented house, and I want it to be pretty, but at the same time I don't want it to cost me a fortune. So I will grow seeds that I get pretty cheap, or that I can get cuttings and things I can get, and then just grow from the cuttings. So I've got nasturtiums, and I got a pack of those. I think it was $1 for the seeds. So $1 for 50 seeds is not a big deal. I also have actually, once I get to a certain stage, they produce their own seeds, and I'll just be using those and growing seeds from them. So that's what these will be for. So basically what I do, and the best thing about these is they're cardboard, so they're going to break down in the soil, and the more they get wet, the easier they break down. So by the time it gets to the soil, I literally just pop it in, dig a hole, pop it in, and that's it. I leave it, and the roots will actually come through because it's wet and soft and soggy. So basically what I do is I just go in about an inch, and I do that on opposite sides, and I cut it in 4, and like I said, about an inch and a half, depending on what I'm doing and how well I cut at the time. So that one there's a bit short, so I'll just go in and do it a bit more. Fold it down, and I just go 1, 2, 3, 4, no particular fancy order, and then I do that. So that's the bottom of it. So again, just 1, and you can go a little bit deeper, like it's not a big deal, it doesn't really particularly matter. It just means you get a slightly shorter pot. So you kind of really, about an inch or so, that's about the diameter, so you don't really need much more than that. And you can sort of see, like there's not a lot of space left on the edges, so by the time you actually fold it, that's it. Look, nice little pocket, and soil won't come out. Here's old pot where I've bought a seedling. This one actually I got on the side of a road. It was an aloe vera, and I got it for, I think it was like $1 that you've already used. Another thing is, I love my essential oils, and mine come in these cardboard containers, and you know what, they work well. I mean, it's cardboard, so I just pull the label off because that will not go well in the soil. So pull the label off, and then you have this perfectly good cardboard ring. Now in mine they also come with like foam, because obviously they're sent in glass bottles, so I've just pulled the foam out. Some of them will just come out easy, others like this one I actually had to push that out, peel it off and stick it back in. Probably should have recorded that to show you, but doesn't matter, you get the gist. And again, just label it with whatever you're going to put in it. I don't know what I'm going to put in this one yet, but that's a really good thing. And you're going to laugh, but coffee cups, use your coffee. Now this is from my local coffee shop at work. This is their jumbo size, but I've got them. And then girls at work, I've actually got the girls at work in my office at the hospital, in community health, getting them to save up their coffee cups for me as well. Again, now this one here, the blue ones, these ones probably will actually, yeah, generally if you can tell, like this one here, it is just cardboard. It has got the colour on it, but it should actually compost pretty well in the garden. These ones here, these are the ones from the hospital, and they actually are a biodegradable coffee cup. So again, it will be, I could grow that and just put straight in the ground. Depending on what I'm growing, like flowers, I'll just throw that straight in the ground. If it's going to be a vegetable, I probably won't, purely because, well, at the end of the day, I could probably use it again anyway. But yeah, it depends on the day too, on how I feel and whether I'm lazy or not to take it out. Some plants though are really not good transplanters, so in that case I probably would put it in the soil, but otherwise. But yeah, so I have lots of these between myself and you know, my husband. When he gets them, I get him to bring them home, and the girls at work. Another thing is the good old beetroot can, you know, pineapple can. Do have to be careful because obviously they're sharp edges, but I don't have little kids around anymore. My baby's nearly 14, so I don't have to worry about that. It's just me and myself that I have to worry about, really, as in cutting myself. But yeah, so just, you know, give it a wash, take off the label, write what you're going to put in it, and there you go. The other thing I was going to show you, this was another one. So again, egg carton. Crack the eggs in it. You can't use it, not to put other eggs in, because it's kind of like a contamination thing. So I've just whacked some soil in there, and I'm going to put some seeds in it today. So good old egg carton, little ones. And the best thing is I can either just pop them out, or I can then cut and stick it in the ground. So that's really cool too. And the lid of this has just been torn up and I've thrown it in my compost, but this will take seedlings. So cups, coffee cups. Oh, and I do have somewhere, I'll have to go find it. Up. Okay, so another one is good old Milo tin. Again, I mean, you could leave the label on, I guess. Really, probably no big deal. I just pull the label off, and I do it because otherwise, you know, it's going to get wet and it's just going to go through the backyard. But anyway, get rid of that, and then just fill it with soil and write what you're going to put in there. So that's another good option. Another one, and this is my old cheap blender thing, not a digital bullet, you know, the Kmart $20 version. I blew the motor up in it, and I have these left. You know, I had this, it's actually now got a split down the side anyway, so filled it up with soil. I'll write what I want on it. Now the best thing about this is I can either write straight on there, and then it'll scrub off anyway, or if you really want, I just do some tape like these ones, and then yeah, so just write it on, and then I can just peel it off and reuse it. Something else that I do, so obviously, like I said with those, they're not going to stand up, like it won't. It's folded up cardboard and it wants to spring up. So to solve that, the good old cup tray, and then they just sit. Now there I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, so that I'll go, and you can whack them in there, or you know, put your cups in there as well. But you know, you can fit sort of 2 of those in there as well. But you know, again, it's using what you've got, and you know what, reduce, reuse, recycle, so that works. The other thing is, a box. Sounds silly, but I was given, when I left my last job, I was given some beautiful glasses, and I had this box, and I've had it sitting in my cupboard. My husband keeps trying to, I had it sitting actually in a spot, and he kept trying to steal it, so I went and put it in my cupboard so he couldn't throw it away. But look, it's got the little slots in there for the glasses, so I will actually just cut with my scissors when I can find what I did with them. Follow those already pre-slotted, you know, pre-partial slots that they've got. I'll just cut them a bit further, fold that over. Tuck it in, look at that. See, and look at that. So again, fold it over. Takes a little bit of working. There we go, and look, more seeds with dividers. I mean, it's not going to be very full. It doesn't have to be very full. So that will be another one. And I do actually have another cardboard box over there that I have seeds in. And like I said, it's just to get them started. They don't have to be in there permanently. It's only a simple seed. It's a seedling tray. Now this one will actually last a little bit longer because it is glossy, so this definitely cannot be put straight into the soil, being that it's glossy or whatever, but it's the perfect seed starter. So like I said, lettuces, I've got heaps of lettuce and kale and things like that, so that'll go for salads for summer, and for smoothies another thing that, now this is one that from one of the girls at work. She went and got lunch from the work canteen, and a handy dandy cardboard lunchbox. So I'm just going to cut it in half, and then I will fill both sides with soil. And once my son gets home, I might go buy a few more bags so you can't do anything. So there you go, look, there's another tray. Now I want to get a heap of salads in because my new thing that I'm getting will go with those seeds. But yeah, so they're just some little ways that I do to try and save a bit of money when it comes to seedlings and stuff. And I'll actually show you, I have got some seedlings already in coffee pots. So look, this is, like I said, I got excited, and that one does definitely not have what it is. I can now tell clearly that it's one of my tomatoes, but you know, on these ones I did not write what I had. I was too excited. These ones, however, there we go. See, tom thumbs, so nasturtiums. I was lazy, I wrote tom thumb. I didn't want to write nasturtium, but you know, I got two in there. Another nasturtium there, some tomatoes. I think these were, what are they? They're my little red tomatoes. What's this one? That's Little Red Riding Hood tomato. Look, lots of chilies. I clearly put more chili seeds in there than I had intentionally thought, but I'm pretty excited about that. I mean, look. And then some more chilies in there. And look, see, look. There we go. There's some sweet corn. There's now growing chilies. Lots of them too. They'll be coming out once they're a little bit bigger, and I'll put them into a bigger pot. And look, there you go. There's another corn kernels. That's from one of my stews that I made. And that is actually the bottom to the oil that I showed you before. So that's just the bottom. And it is starting to finally sprout in there. You can see that is actually a corn. I couldn't remember what, because look, see, didn't label that one. Again, I was excited. But I can tell now that there's a corn in there. And look, here you go. See that? That is our food again, the BioPack cutlery. So knives, forks, spoons, and I've just cut the end off of it and turned it into a thing. So I have mint in there, and I've mint in that one. This apple. And there is a box here, and that's got more cat mint in it. And again, you know, it's a box. And very exciting. Look, I finally got some chives to grow. These ones, funnily enough, I only planted a week or two ago, and look at them, they're going nuts. And those ones still are nothing, but I've got some more beans. Now this is from my clothes rack that my daughter's kitten absolutely smashed to pieces, and the frame itself is broken, but just use them with some string. I don't know if you can see, and I've just done it up to the nails and down, so that is what my beans will grow from. And this, I actually did buy this as a seedling because, you know, I was getting impatient and I wanted it ASAP, so hey, I bought one. I actually bought this pot the same day I bought the plant, and it comes with the trellis, which I can just move. I can move them up and down as need be, but we'll see how she goes. And then these are some tiny tom tomatoes. Chicken's been in there digging again, and it's meant to have basil around it, but basil isn't doing well because every time I get some basil up, my chicken comes and eats it. Yeah, this is another thing I did to save a bit of money. I don't know if you can really see. There we go. These are spring onions that I bought as a bunch. I cut the tops off and I just replanted them. And look, they're all grown up. And I will be able to just keep cutting them and using them as I need them. And you know what they cost me? $2 for the original bunch. So these two are actually. These are free pots that were in the garden bed buried. So look, they're not the best pots, obviously, because they've had plants in them that have taken off and they've just been let to go. They've literally put the pot into, dug a hole, put the pot in as well. I don't know if they did that originally to try and stop them from taking over the garden or what, but yeah. Anyway, I've dug them out, and it took me a bit of work to make sure that they didn't get completely destroyed, but I got them out and now I have 3 pots. This here is a wheelbarrow that was on the side of the road. I know, see? Now you can actually see it's full of holes, like it is, and actually underneath it is completely rusted out. That is cardboard, which I'm going to have to replace after this growing season. It doesn't last, but you know, it does a job. But look, that's all. So I've just put cardboard, big thick layer of cardboard in, and I fill it up, and voila, I now have another potting thing. And I actually quite like wheelbarrows. And you know, seriously, what was it going to do? It was going to go to the dump and just sit there and rust into nothing. Well, this way I got something and I got it for free. This here is some mesh that is just left over from when I did here. So that, again, my beans can do this side. It's also a bit to protect the beans from the cats. They like to sit, and I've got my lemon balm. It's finally coming back. The beans in, and you know, I planted them and I didn't label, so I don't actually know what they are, like what varieties I have in here. But I've 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and just 8 is just starting to come there. So, but again, you know, it would have gone in the bin, and some string, and that will keep them happy. But you know, gardening doesn't have to cost a fortune. You know, at the end of the day, we're meant to be doing it to save money. Pots don't have to be pretty, they just gotta work. Tyres, old tyres. If you've got tyres laying around and you can't afford a proper garden bed, whack a tyre on the ground, fill it full of soil, put your plants in that. It doesn't matter, it works. Yeah, just do what you can. And like I said, if you go to work and everyone throws out their coffee cups, well, don't make it throwaway. Put it to use and put some soil and grow some seeds. And if they're good enough seedlings that they will move and you can repot them, then even better, reuse them over and over again. And if not, well, pop it in the soil. If they're not a good transplanting plant, then pop it in the soil and it's going to compost, and at least it's being used as compost, and it'll make your soil a bit better. So have fun, guys. Happy gardening. See you again soon.